Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a great introduction. Any questions? My name's J.J. Ament. As Ryan told you, I have lived in Colorado my whole life. I grew up on the farm and ranch about 20 miles northeast of Sterling. And he's also right that I've been involved in Republican politics for about a similar length of time, because we work best when we put forth our ideals and work together in our precincts and our caucuses and our convention to put forth our best candidates to win elections. And we need to rebuild that grassroots effort. And so having you here is really inspiring to me, because I think we're doing it. And I think that we can do it statewide and win agriculture. You want to talk about how onerous these new registration fees for all of us that now live up here in the city who have 1 or 2 cars. Imagine what it does to the wheat farmer who has 6 or 8 trucks that sit in a barn for 10 months or 11 months out of the year, but just come out for a couple of weeks during harvest, and now he has to pay up to $100 more per truck that he has to license that's on the road for a week and a half. So I don't think the governor had any appreciation for that. He just needed an amount of money, and that was his easy way to get it. And so it's wrong. But until we get somebody in the treasurer's office that really understands how government works and how government finances its operations, I'm afraid this sort of thing can continue. College. I have a business degree from CU in Boulder, and my emphasis was in finance, and so I went into banking about 10 years ago with a specialist in public finance. So all of my clients and all the banking that I did were for state treasurers or other government CFOs all over the country. So I know government finance as well as anybody. It's what I did for my business. It's what I did for my profession, and it worked all over the country, including with this state treasurer and with this governor and the governor and treasurers that have come before them. However you can wrap your arms around that, if your treasury is fine, but the fact of the matter is there was $7.5 million here a year ago that's not here today. And you know what? $7.5 million is still a lot of money, and we should have saved it, and it's why I'm running for treasurer, because we've got to fix that. You know, and that's one program. 7.5, you know, people can sit there, finance people say, well, $7.5 million and an $18 billion enterprise is not that much money. It's still a lot of money to me, and it should still be a lot of money to the people that we elect to be stewards of taxpayers' money. What that says to me is that we need to restore an independent voice in the Treasury who's willing to call out the legislature or the governor, frankly, regardless of which party they're in, and say this is good fiscal policy. And fiscal policy should trump politics every single time, because in my opinion, good fiscal policy is good politics, and we ought to put that first. We talk about that. It's been in all the papers, $1 billion. And yet 2 blocks away from the Capitol building sits the state retirement system called PARA, where the treasurer is a board member. And PARA's unfunded liability is north of $30 billion. And that is a bill that we as taxpayers will pay. We will owe that money. And yet we've heard nothing from our treasurer in regard to that. Nothing at all. A $30 billion, look, it was on the front page of every paper for weeks about trying to cut $1 billion out of the budget. And you have 30 times larger problems sitting down the street where the treasurer's actually a board member, and you've heard nothing about it. No leadership on that issue. Our pension system, remember, $30 billion in the red. Yet we send a monthly rent check that is cashed through the state treasurer's office to the government of Canada's pension system, while she sits on the state pension system's board of directors and has no problem with this. I have a gigantic problem with this. You know, we need to be smarter about how we do government. It's not, but what frustrates me to no end is when we pay that money and then we see it lost because of waste, because of fraud, because of abuse, or because of, frankly, of just neglect. And I think we've seen now with this governor, certainly, and with this treasurer, what happens when we elect people who are, by all accounts, nice enough folks, but who have no experience to do the job that they're doing, who aren't prepared for the challenges, who don't understand the way government operations work, who don't understand government finance. This is what we get. This is a perfect alignment and great timing for me to actually take and provide to the Treasury both a combination of private sector financial experience with public sector financial experience. It's why I'm running. I think it's what we need at the state treasurer's office. But here, and I'm really disappointed about how much it sounds like Washington at the Colorado Capitol now, and how little regard there is for the citizens of our state who really do want things delivered to them and want value from their government, and all they're getting is sound bites and platitudes. And once we win these elections, we need to do the things we said we were going to do. We need to actually deliver on the promises. And that's why I'm so confident that I can do this job. Because for 10 years now, this is what I've done. And I really can make the change. I can stand up to the career staff because I know who they are and they know me. We can make the changes that makes Colorado better. And for every efficiency that we arrive for in government finance, that's one less dollar that needs to be taken from a taxpayer. We're going to disclose every donor that we have, because that's something Treasury ought to do, just like they ought to disclose where all of our taxpayer money go, which, by the way, shouldn't take an act of the legislature for the Treasurer to do the right thing and tell people where money gets spent. You ought to do the right thing. So I'm excited about the race, but I also need your help. We're committed to earning your support the old-fashioned way, the way I grew up doing it, going to precinct caucuses, going to the state convention, earning our way onto the ballot and asking for your vote. So I need your help to do that. But I appreciate being here. Thank you for being Republicans. Thank you for being active. Whoever your candidate is, let's go get out, let's support them, and let's win these elections. Thank you.